Top Facebook ad creatives that convert in 2022. You see, you can have the best strategy, you can have the best audience research, but if your creatives are not compelling enough, people will simply not click on that. So let me show you in this video a few Facebook ad creatives that convert and they are easy to do at the same time, so you can implement them right away. The first type of ad creative is what I call a review ad. And maybe you've seen something like that on your feed. Basically, it's an image or a video with a review from one of your customers. This is the key, because you see, these ads we are showing to people who've engaged with your brand. So basically to retargeting audience. And usually we want to convince them why they should actually buy from you. Now, an important thing is reviews like with one word, let's say, beautiful or adorable. That is not gonna help us, because if a potential customer hasn't completed the purchase, that means they have some hesitations, they have some concerns, and things like a one-word review, that is not gonna persuade that potential customer. That's why make sure that your reviews tell more about your product, mainly how your customer experienced and felt when they were using your product. Now, the second type of ad creative is user-generated content. And maybe you've heard about this a lot, but have you ever wondered, why is this so powerful? Why is this so compelling to people? Well, it's only about connecting with your customer and trust. And you can do that in one case when you're showing other people that they love using your product. You see, an important thing about user-generated content that no one talks about is that you can humanize your brand. People want to do business with people. They no longer want to buy a product from a brand. They want to see a person behind that logo, behind that product. Now, we have a few types of user-generated content. One is simply an image where you show one of your customers wearing your product or holding your product. And basically, I noticed that ads where we are showing people, they have a high CTR, which stands for click-through rate. And that's a very powerful signal for Facebook that your ads are compelling and relevant to your audience. Now, another type of user-generated content is videos, where we can have one single user-generated content where you show more your products in depth, and also a compilation of user-generated content where there are two or more people talking about your product. And with a compilation, you give a bad scent of a dynamic video. It grabs people's attention and it makes them watch your video till the end. Moving forward, the third type of ad creative that I find is working quite well for the fashion industry is a split image. Now, here I want to mention a few things. Make sure that if you're using an image and text, the image should be on the left side and the text on the right side. And that's because our brain can perceive the images much faster on the left side than the right side. And when your customers are scrolling on their feed, it can grab their attention much faster. When it comes to the image, I want to mention one thing. You can use either a picture with one of your bestseller or a picture from one of your customers. The next creative is an ad that has that feeling of an Instagram story. Instagram stories is a placement where we can notice a lower cost per 1,000 impressions. So it's much cheaper to show your ads on that placement. Now, when it comes to the Instagram story, we can use tools that actually can engage your potential customer, which is very, very powerful for our ads. So we want to leverage that thing. For Instagram stories, make sure that the format you're using is 9:9, so it looks native to the platform. And if you're using videos for Instagram stories, then make sure that the length is not more than 15 seconds, because otherwise they will need to click on that keep watching button to see your whole video. And that's not really the best scenario unless you have a very, very compelling video that people want to watch it. I noticed a trend that many brands have been using it for quite a long period of time, and that's a video where you start showing your products on your website, and then after a couple seconds you make a transition and it looks like you got that product in your hands. It's so dynamic and it has that feeling of like an Instagram reel or a TikTok, so it's more like an organic post. Your customers love engaging more with organic content. So far I've talked about ad creatives that actually you need to put the effort into that and you need to make them. But what if I'm telling you that there is an option you can use without putting any effort and at the same time can get you very good results? I'm talking about dynamic ads. Now, this can work very well for some types of businesses, but it's not for everyone. However, I highly recommend you to test and see how it's working, because sometimes I notice that dynamic ads can outperform even the user-generated content. And the reason why it's working so well is because Facebook ad algorithms got so good that they can show relevant products to your ideal customer. So if you have not run those type of ads, then go ahead after this video and try that out. Now, in order to run dynamic ads, you need to set up your catalog first. If you haven't set that up, then you'll not be able to run those type of ads. And the last type of ad creative is a slideshow. Not many people are talking about this. Everyone is saying, oh man, like just use videos because those are working very, very well. But the problem is that not everyone has those videos, right? So in this case, slideshows can help us. What I highly recommend you to do is take your proven images that you've run before and maybe it got you some sales, and then put it in just one slideshow and then test that and see how it's working. Here it's important that you change those images in that slideshow very frequently, because if you're showing one product like for 5 seconds plus, then you'll lose the interest of your potential customer and they will skip your ad. So make sure that your slideshow is made in a dynamic way and the images are changing very quickly. And these are the most powerful ad creatives that you can use right away. And if you enjoyed this video, then make sure you click on that like and subscribe button. And hey, don't forget about that notification bell, because I'm releasing a new video every other day. So if you're looking for learning more about Facebook ads and how to market an e-commerce brand, then go ahead and click on that subscribe button.